According to recent news on RedanianIntelligence.com, comma sources suggest that in the second season of House of the Dragon, we might see the White Walkers and the Army of the Dead again. The article mentions that the filming of the new season, starring Emma Darcy, Matt Smith, and Olivia Cooke, is nearing its end. The last non-studio scenes were shot towards the end of August near Bourne Woods in Surrey County. Currently, the cameras are operating in Leavesden Studios, from where intriguing materials are emerging. The information is about photos from the makeup room for extras, where a reference board titled Undead was discovered. This board appears to guide the makeup process for supporting actors. The board contains various images that give an idea of what warriors from the Army of the Dead could look like. These pictures are diverse and can be used as a base for creating numerous character designs. If you aren't aware, the second season's events shift to the north. This information was leaked online quite some time ago and has been confirmed. I've already shown you the wall, and you can get a glimpse of the Night's Watch brothers in a clip from the second season's filming on the Unbox PhD channel. Fans speculate that the wall will play a significant role in the storyline with Jace and the Lord of Winterfell. As you may recall, at the end of the first season, Jace departed from Dragonstone to the north seeking allies, and the wall might be a stop on his journey. Lord Stark would likely want to introduce Jace to the wall and the Night's Watch. They could venture beyond the wall and encounter the Walkers, leading to a full-blown confrontation between the Night's Watch and the Army of the Dead. At this point, it's hard to predict the exact details, but this theory looks promising, even though George Martin's book, Fire and Amp Blood, has no such references. Moreover, the Night's Watch brothers might tell Jace or Lord Stark the legend of the White Walkers, and in that case, the undead from the reference board might be seen in flashback scenes. Of course, these are just speculations, and there might not be any undead in the second season of House of the Dragon. However, one would hope that the board wasn't placed in the makeup room without a reason, and that the show's creators genuinely referred to it. The authors from RedanianIntelligence.com believe that the images from the board might have been used for makeup designs of ordinary corpses, those who fell in battles, which we'll undoubtedly witness in the second season. There's ample evidence suggesting such battles. For instance, mid-season, the Greens and the Blacks will clash at the Battle of Rook's Rest, where many will become casualties, burnt by dragons. However, why does the board read undead? In Game of Thrones, the undead were exclusive to the Night King's army. I don't know about you, but I find this news intriguing, and am even more eager for the next season. Let's hypothesize that there is an army of the dead. We've already seen clips of the Wall and the Night's Watch brothers. It's plausible that the undead from the north might be linked to them in some way. The most apparent theory suggests Jaehaerys Velaryon flies to Winterfell, meets Cregan Stark, ventures beyond the Wall with him and the Night's Watch, and there encounters the White Walkers and their risen dead. Sounds compelling, but this theory doesn't align with the known history of Westeros. During the Targaryen Civil War known as the Dance of the Dragons, the White Walkers capable of raising the dead were deeply encased in ice, and their existence was deemed mythical.
Is it Triss or the White Walkers?
The White Walkers have been gone for thousands of years.
Ned Stark utters these words at the beginning of Game of Thrones. Unless the writers find a clever way to debunk this, the appearance of the dead would seem out of place. Perhaps Ryan Condal isn't planning to stay true to the original story, or HBO wants him to incorporate the White Walkers to captivate the show's longtime fans. Undoubtedly, the Night King is one of the most recognizable figures from Game of Thrones. I'm sure many fans would love to see another epic battle between life and death. Again, none of these theories have official confirmation. We'll have to wait for the new episodes to find out the truth. In any case, I'd love to hear your thoughts. How do you think the board labeled Undead ended up in the makeup room, and what's its purpose? Will we see an army of the dead in the second season of House of the Dragon, and under what circumstances? Will it be a grand battle or just a memory of a Night's Watch member recounting an old legend? Please share your insights on this. Reliable source has shown us a new actor from the second season. He will play Cregan Stark, representing Winterfell and the entire Stark house. The actor's name is Tom Taylor, and according to the headline, he's been confirmed for the role. If you haven't read Fire and Amp Blood, you might be wondering who Cregan Stark is and why he's vital to the story. Cregan Stark, also known as the Northern Wolf and later the Northern Elder, led the Stark house during the reign of Aegon Targaryen. He was the eldest son of Lord Rickon Stark, who was introduced in the first season and swore allegiance to Viserys and Rhaenyra. Archmaester Gildane describes Cregan as a stern and formidable lord. Like many Starks before and after him, Cregan supported the Night's Watch. We'll likely see Cregan Stark in Winterfell, and possibly even at the Wall alongside Jacaerys Velaryon. At the end of the first season, Jacaerys traveled to White Harbor and Winterfell to seek allies for his mother, Rhaenyra. We don't yet know what will happen next, as Martin's book provides several scenarios. In the works of Grand Maester Munkin, it's noted that Cregan and Jacaerys formed a bond as the young prince reminded the Lord of Winterfell of his late younger brother. The young men drank, hunted, and trained together, later sealing their friendship with a blood oath. According to Septon Eustace, the prince primarily tried to persuade Lord Cregan to abandon the old gods and embrace the faith of the Seven. Mushroom claimed that Jacaerys was so taken with Sarah Snow, Cregan's sister, that he spent an entire night with her. Lord Cregan was very angered, but softened upon discovering that Jacaerys and Sarah had secretly wed in Winterfell's Godswood. Archmaester Gildane was skeptical of Mushroom's account. Regardless, Cregan Stark and Jacaerys Velaryon reached an agreement, which Grand Maester Munkin called the Pact of Ice and Fire. The first daughter of Prince Jacaerys was to marry Cregan's son, Rickon. The series writers can choose any version for the adaptation, but the Night's Watch and the Wall will certainly appear on screen. About a week ago, it was revealed that the first episode of the second season would be titled Son for Son. This is a direct quote from Daemon's letter to Rhaenyra, written after the death of Lucerys Velaryon. As you can imagine, it's significant. In Fire and Amp Blood, Daemon sends a message from Harrenhal, writing, "An eye for an eye, son for son, Lucerys shall be avenged." In short, the first episode of the new season promises to be intense and bloody. According to an official HBO statement, filming for the season has concluded. All scenes from the second season of the iconic series, starring Emma Darcy, Matt Smith, and Olivia Cooke in leading roles, were shot over 5.5 months. The next phase involves editing and adding special effects, bringing us a step closer to witnessing the thrilling Dance of Dragons. A recent article from Variety.com suggests that in the second season of House of the Dragon, HBO is gearing up to unveil another chapter in the history of Westeros, promising even more treachery and incest. The show is set to premiere in summer 2024, and the network is anticipating a green light for a third season. An official agreement seems imminent, unsurprising given the show's immense popularity. The debut season of House of the Dragon garnered exceptionally high ratings. I'm confident that with each subsequent season, the stakes will only rise. Game of Thrones is back, and it's a time for revenge, justice, fire, and blood. A few days ago, those working on the show shared an intriguing snapshot, which could hint at the plot for the upcoming season. The frame captures a message from Larys to King Aegon, stating, "You have already written yourself into legend. You survived Dragonfire." This line references a pivotal scene in the second season, the confrontation between Aegon and Aemon against Rhaenys Targaryen during the Battle of Rook's Rest. The three Targaryens will engage in a mid-air battle for the throne. Without a doubt, the clash will be epic. If you've been following my videos, you'd know that I keep abreast of all news and closely monitor the filming progress. Let's trace the series of events. In May 2022, an article on RedanianIntelligence.com reported that HBO had resumed work on House of the Dragon. By that point, the first episode of the first season hadn't aired yet, but the network clearly believed in the project's potential. Official confirmation of the second season's filming came in August 2022, with the series airing on HBO and HBO Max. Work on the second season began in January 2023. Initially, the shooting took place in Leavesden Studios in Spain, capturing scenes of mourning ceremonies for Jace and Maelys in King's Landing. Later, the production moved to a studio in England, filming scenes with the notorious Blood and Cheese duo. Subsequently, Redanianintelligence.com announced that the inaugural episode of the new season would be titled Son for Son. But you likely already know this. All things considered, the second season of House of the Dragon promises to be intensely blood-soaked, with things escalating as the episodes unfold. The second phase of filming took place in Wales, where they primarily captured scenes for Dragonstone and Driftmark. For the third stage, as recently revealed, Bourne Woods was chosen, serving as the cinematic representation of Rook's Rest. Many prominent characters will feature in the Battle of Rook's Rest, including Sir Criston Cole, as well as Rhaenys, Aegon, and Aemon Targaryen and their dragons. This battle is likely to be the season's most spectacular showdown and one of the pivotal moments in the entire series. At the same time, it will also be among the most tragic events. The Blacks and Greens will suffer significant losses, with humans and dragons being incinerated in the hellish blaze from above. I believe the Battle of Rook's Rest will rival the Battle of the Loot Train in Game of Thrones, where Daenerys torched the Lannister army. Besides the grand battle, witnesses spotted some silver-haired Targaryen girls in Bourne Woods. Descriptions from some indicated one of them falling to the ground, possibly grappling with the battle's aftermath. All other scenes were filmed subsequently, primarily in the Leavesden Studios pavilions, including shots of the Sea Snake's ship and nighttime scenes with guards in King's Landing. As I've mentioned before, all the filmed content has now been handed over to the editing and special effects teams. This implies that we can expect the season's first official teaser in the upcoming months. The official trailer will likely drop by spring of the next year. And that's all from me. If you enjoyed this video, please rate it, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell. Your activity is the best reward for me. Thank you for watching. We'll see each other soon. Goodbye.